Hey, welcome to another edition of the Shawnzilla Art Show. It must be fun day Monday night.
How's it going?
It's going.
Trying to wrangle in all this damn hair, man.
Snip, snip.
If it keeps retreating from the front like it is, I'm gonna go back to blading that shit, dude. I'm gonna take it back down to the wood. So, how have you been?
Oh, ask me tomorrow night after I get my wisdom tooth yanked.
Oh, lovely.
So I was just over on RJ's channel because he had Josephine Michael, who I had on last Wednesday.
Yeah.
For his book Misadventures, and I was going to do they're looking at making a game out of it, and they made a set of 8 foil, like Pokemon style cards.
Cool.
And I'm like, they looked cool as hell. And here I am. I look a little blue. I have a ring light.
Oh. I mean,
now I look a little green. Don't make me angry, Mr. McGee. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I thought it was just the holy light of the Lord on you.
Well, there is that. But so I couldn't afford the books and the cards. But since I get a check in like another day, I'm like, I know I still have like about $60 left on my card, so I'm like, I can spend like we're looking at us. Let's go to the art. I can spend like $20, and those cards are worth way more than $20.
Cool.
There were only like 8 sets left, so I bought one of the 8 full sets that were left. They had actually been Kickstarter rewards where they were like putting like a random card in with like any physical backer in like the last week. But the prior Kickstarters, they were putting like a random card. Like you could choose the thing that would get you one of the game cards, one of the foil game cards, but it was like random. You couldn't like pick what card you wanted or anything. So I'm just like, cool. Now I have all the cards. So if they actually launch and make the game like next year, then I've got all the exclusive cards.
And you're already in there.
And more importantly, there's like so many people. There's like a whole like sect of people that like collect like all these Kickstarter edition games and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'll like the cards and I'll put them up or whatever.
But
But
push
when
to
push
shove,
when
you can flip.
when push comes to shove, I'll be like, so how's the game going on Kickstarter? And if he says we funded in the first hour, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy one of the games. I'm gonna back one of the games, and then I'll have like an exclusive promo set of cards to sell.
That's awesome.
So this is coming out pretty sick.
You liking this?
It's like the hands and the pumpkin are like almost like 3D leaping off the page because everything else is just like so dark.
I spent a long ass time on both the hands and the pumpkin. So,
And it shows.
well, I'm trying to level up, and yeah.
Did you see I made a promo video?
I did not.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up from my Instagram. Oh, wait, no. It should be on my Facebook, too. So, before I'm thrown off again.
Yeah. You and me both. I can't go live or advertise for, I don't know how much longer I have.
Well, here's a kick in the pants to Facebook. You're live on Facebook right now.
Yeah. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. It's so dumb because it was like a fucking post from 19.
19 something.
Like 2019.
They'll see that you're friends with some asshole like me, and then they'll just go looking through
Oh, so it's your fault.
probably. Was it something you shared from me?
No, I don't know. I don't remember who I shared it from. But it was basically like, I have a full-time job, yet I'm really considering running bricks for El Chapo.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, no. It's like, you have drug dealers all over Facebook. I could point them out to you. But I ain't no snitch.
Mm-hmm.
I am considering incorporating Mac into some of my TikToks.
So they'll be more popular.
I mean, it worked
The
for the
boy's 9. He has more charisma than you. We get it.
It worked for the Culkins, man. Just run with the kid.
Oh boy, I am up to 170 followers.
Oh, on
somebody
TikTok?
and somebody else, which is only 930 away from being able to go live. Somebody else tried to steal my name. They made an account, creators outlet, and then an underscore. They have 0 followers, so I feel vindicated.
Yeah. Fuck those motherfuckers.
So I guess when you look at videos, right where, because there's like a play button when you're just kind of like looking at somebody's page without signing in, because that's the only way you can do it on a real computer is just
Mm-hmm.
look. And it looks like this video's gotten 232 looks, like plays or something. And that could just be somebody like scrolling by and it just autoplay comes on and it counts. And I'm like, oh
I
yeah.
think it has to play for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm still learning.
All right. Well, I'm gonna share this up because it's my TikTok page, so I don't care. I did like a bad voiceover because I'm trying to pace it out, ha 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 ha, and
Sure. I don't think it would be a bad voiceover. I mean, you got the DJ voice going on.
so here we go. I stole all your art.
And
So
Shawn
perfect.
on Facebook.
It's coming up to the beginning.
Art of Shawnzilla on IG.
There you go.
Your chance to meet Shawn Howe at Memphis Comic-Con. The
I know,
weekend
it's
of
Comic
September
Expo.
24th and 25th. And make sure you follow him right here on the TikToks and other social medias. Right here, it's at Shawnzilla77. The same handle for Twitter, and Shawn Howe on Facebook. Art of Shawnzilla on IG. Your chance to meet Shawn Howe at Memphis Comic-Con. The weekend of September 24th and 25th.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's annoying.
I'm loving that. I feel like a celebrity.
Yeah, I'll post it up so you can just steal it, and
Fuck yeah.
you can pin that to like one of your group pages or something.
Well, no, actually, that's really cool because I just got a Popple card today. It's a little digital business card, and it has a spot where you can set up like a little promo video.
Oh, there you go.
That would be cool as shit. You don't know how it does websites, do you?
I have a friend that could give me some hints, but it looks like I'm planning on buying a humble bundle of books that is leading me to that. And there's a guy that he's on like Facebook and Instagram. He's on like every place, but he puts up these videos. You might have seen them. I've shared a couple of them. The powerful websites you need to know, part 169.
Oh yeah, sure.
So there's one that's called I can't remember the name of the damn website. But whatever it was, remoteok.com. So it's like a remote job, like a legit remote job site.
Mm-hmm.
And you set up your profile, and if you don't put anything like down for it, but you sign up for the emails, it'll send you like, random work at home job things. And I'm like, I gotta learn how to do some shit because I mean, some of these like remote tech jobs from at home are paying like ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah. I'm looking to. I'm talking to somebody about taking over the construction of my site, and because the other guy's got a lot going on, and I don't think he's got the time to do it. Um, he hasn't said he doesn't, but I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe I need to take this off of him. I don't want to be a dick about it, but you know,
Yeah. But I
I've
started
had this.
following that guy. Like, I spent like 3 days like cruising through his like cool little things, and there was one of them that he's like goes, "Don't buy Photoshop. Go to this site right here and download this, and you can pretty much do just about anything you want with this, with the same tools that you would use on Photoshop. It doesn't give you like all the bells and whistles, but it
Mhm.
gives you like, for somebody that, just wanted to make, you know, a custom, layered pick,
Yeah,
or, learn how to do, you know, invisible background things like layovers for like, the StreamYard and everything. So, and I'm canceling my StreamYard tomorrow.
because you're in on Luke Stone's now, right?
Uh, I'm not. I got to talk to him because the big thing I got to talk to him is, you know, scheduling. So if it doesn't matter if I'm on his account the same time he's on his account, but we're like broadcasting to different stuff, then I'm like,
Oh yeah.
okay, cool. But if it does, then I'm going to be like, well, then that's not going to work because I got show times. And but he's doing like simulcast. Like he came on to Telepathic Bunny's like hangout show today, and usually he's got like Belmont from Belmont Press on with him, but he wasn't on today because he was working. So he was like, ask me if you're out there, creators outlet, can you come on? Here's the link if you want to come on, if you're available. I'm like, okay. And she was like lying on my lap, like half asleep, passing out from pain. And then she's like, I go, do you mind if I go on? She's like, no, go ahead. And I went on, and like 20 minutes later, I guess I kept waking her up when I was talking. And she's like, I'm going to go lay down in bed. I'm like, okay. So now that that's coming up, I have to ask. One is this Michael Myers Pizza Commission?
No,
It's just I want to draw some tricky shit.
dude, I was like, we had a couple of really nice days here, where it didn't feel like Satan's ball sweat outside, and I was like, man, it's just I was getting in that Halloween mood, and I had Red Right Hand stuck in my head, which it admittedly doesn't necessarily fit Michael Myers. It's more of a Scream thing, but I was like, well, I'm gonna draw on TikTok for a second, and I started. just working on this Michael Myers, man. I was like, I'm willing it to be Halloween. And my oldest son is a big Michael Myers fan. So I've got the Memphis Comic Expo coming up. I have I'm going to actually be an art guest at the Delta Fair for about 10 days coming up.
10 days. Wow.
Well, it's in Memphis, so I mean it's like literally just just drive up to Memphis.
Up the road a piece.
Do what?
Up the road a piece.
Up the road, over yonder,
Yeah.
And of course, the part-time gig is like, well, I don't know if we can, allow you to have all that time off. I was like, oh, you thought it was a request. So cute. It's because everybody I know who does this event, this fair, they fucking bank. I mean, and not just a little bit. They, they'll make like $5,000 over 10 days. I don't know about you.
I'd be happy with the $5,000 over 10 days myself.
I reckon I could use that $5,000.
Yeah. So is that art fair around Halloween?
Yeah, it starts Friday. So yeah, it's it's kind of like the unofficial beginning of fall around here, even though it's still Satan's ball sweat outside.
Oh, so it's not around Halloween. It's like this Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say if it was close to Halloween, you make your oldest dress up as Michael Myers, and you make Mac dress up as Jack from Trick or Treat.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. But I'm double booking one night because there's like a strictly Halloween market going on at a kind of a little bar club type place in Memphis on September the 10th. And I'm going to be at the fair at that point, but I will either be able to break away and go do it myself, or I'm going to send my daughter and her friend to go do it. And just, carry my shit with them.
Skynet became self-aware 25 years ago today on August 29th, 1997. Makes sense. Things have been going down the tube since that day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I was thinking and wondering if you were going to work on a new crow piece to have somebody sign.
Yeah, I am. It's been a minute since I've drawn the crow, and oddly enough, that last, well, not the last crow piece, but that one with the circular window has been a big seller for me still. So I'm kind of trying to figure out this background.
I saw something like him outside of a house with an old 80s extended porch coming off a door or something.
Yeah. I started drawing in the street light here, and I'm thinking houses in the background.
Mm.
It's at that stage where you're like, I really don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah. You almost want to put that blue painter's tape over the hands and the jack-o'-lantern. Like, well, if I screw it up, I'm going to cut that part out and get a new paper and I'm going to do like old comic book style of the 60s and just cut and paste that onto another board and just keep going.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging this mask. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to color it because it's white with shadows. So
Oh, there's plenty of texture involved in it.
Yeah.
Because it's got kind of that wallpaper paste texture to it.
Mm-hmm. I know. I used to wear one for Halloween. So I found a toy store that's not too local to me, but like in the same state. It's about 45 minutes away. And I'm like, so I DM'd them and I'm like, so are you guys buying? He was, oh, we buy shit every day. Just bring your stuff in. I'm like, no. I'm like, who wants to haul all their stuff someplace just for you to say, oh, yeah, that's great stuff, but yeah, not what we're looking for, or yeah, we don't buy anything like that. I'm like, I don't want to hear how, oh, yeah, we're buying all the time, as long as it's
except for today.
As long as it's Turtles, G.I. Joe, and G1 Transformers and Star Wars figures from '77.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I had, pretty much any of that stuff, I would have listed it on pages that people sell that stuff on, and it would have been gone already. Because they don't give two craps about any of those.
Yeah.
Now, if it was, the actual G.I. Joe, not the revamp of the 3 3/4 Joe line that put Kenner out of business. Oh, put Mego out of business. I'm sorry. I would have sold them already. I did find an app that actually lets you scan, as long as you still have your stuff in the original boxes, it lets you scan your stuff in to build like a database of your collection.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it won't tell you what it's worth because it's an app for a toy store. But if you're interested in selling anything that you've uploaded onto the app, you can click another button and it will give you it'll give you an offer for what they'll pay for it.
Hmm.
Translation. We want it for free so we can make all the money.
Well, for sure, yeah.
It's like, well, you want to get rid of it, right? No, I don't want to get rid of it. I want to sell it. There's a difference.
Yeah, getting rid of it is like, oh, here, well, this is in my way, so you can have it.
Oh yeah, it's all in my way, but
we'd also like to
mm-hmm.
get some coin for our troubles.
Yeah, I'd like to make some money off it. So
yeah.
So I went to that little convention on Saturday.
Yeah.
Troy City Comic-Con, held in a Portuguese restaurant.
For real?
Yeah, well, the restaurant's on like the other side, and there's a bar there and everything. But they had nothing inside that like people attending couldn't. There were trash barrels for you to throw out your junk, but you would have had to brought stuff in with you, to have it. And you could order food, and they said the food was, yeah, it's the best Portuguese food in the city, and blah, blah. You go, yeah, that's great. Portuguese food gives me the Hershey squirts.
It gives me churro.
Gives me churro. It gives me Kenny's South Park green apple splatters. Explosive diarrhea. I mean, if I had money and it wasn't a chore to do it, since my wheelchair wouldn't get into the bar area, otherwise I would have at least gotten a cold beer. So I basically had like 2.5 hours. We had 2.5 hours there, and we left an hour early.
Mm.
Like I looked around, and the place was had like lots of Gen Zers, people that don't think that showers exist, and other people that think Axe body spray is a replacement for that. Hello, my dear. But so I bought a couple prints off my local freelance illustrator that has done commissions for me in the past, and I bought stuff off of him for my daughter and stuff, which apparently doesn't mean anything to her because she no longer gives a crap about Harry Potter because she's read all the books and watched all the movies. I'm done. And now she has moved on to Rick and Morty.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Rick and Morty's pretty awesome.
Not for my 14-year-old.
Do what?
Not for my 14-year-old.
Well, yeah, you might have a point there.
But either way, so I bought like 2 prints off them. One was a Joker print, like a montage of Heath Ledger Joker faces.
Uh-huh.
And the other one, he drew out like one of the 66 Batmobile Hot Wheels cars. So it's still in the bubble on the card, and it's got like all the stuff around it and everything. And I'm like, okay, that's just too cool for school. I got to get that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love the Batmobile, especially my favorite is the '89 Batmobile.
Mm.
I mean, because it just, yeah.
That, like, back in '89, that was cool as hell. But now it just kind of looks like a dildo on wheels.
I mean, don't judge me. You don't know me.
I'm sorry.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just,
Yeah. It didn't at first, but when they made that crappy second movie with Rhea Perlman's husband there, or ex-husband now, and the Batmobile couldn't fit through, it blew off a bunch of panels, got skinny, and made it through a building. Then it really looked like that.
yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah. I obviously love the Tumbler in the Nolan series because that was just badass crazy. Because it's a real vehicle.
Yeah.
And I still want one.
Yeah.
But the 66 is, of course, my favorite. But
Gary Lawler owns one of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got a local guy that does was doing like a convention in the town that I lived in before this, like right down the road from me. But his friend that helped him was actually a customer at my LCS, or at least, a dude that hung around. He would buy stuff once in a while, but, never all the crap he ordered. But, same can be said for me. So who am I to judge? But he suddenly passed away, like either last year or the year before, and he was healthy. And I don't think Michael's done much of anything since, but he does own a Batmobile that he usually takes out for like he used to take it out for his show. He had it out last weekend for the Boston show, and he takes it out to Connecticut shows. And like, if you want your picture taken with it, it costs money, but he's got like he's attached to a few different fundraisers.
Uh-huh.
So, whatever he takes in, gets donated, after it clears, like, the skimming of, PayPal's and, G Square and all that other Stripe and all that other crap.
Oh yeah.
So it works like as a fundraiser. So he's got one. He's brought it by the comic shop on like Free Comic Book Day or like the Halloween Comic Fest thing. There's a picture when I was still weighing at about 5.25, 550 in my manual wheelchair.
Jeez.
I look like friggin' Mojo from the X-Men. If Mojo wore like Boston Bruins gear. But still.
I think Mojo would wear Boston Bruins gear.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like 5 years ago. It's the last time I went to anything over there. Because they usually find out like the week before. And at that point, it's like too late to plan this stuff out like ahead of time. So you're going to be busy, 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 busy over the next, well, the whole month, basically.
Yeah, whole month of September, because I'm sure that Black Lodge is gonna throw some kind of event in there for me in between.
And be like, dude, we got something. We'd love to have you back. Okay, but can you move it? Because I'm doing this art fair for like 10 days.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down. Shit. I'm tired of being broke. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea of a starving artist without actually the practice of being a starving artist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you got children's to feed and shit.
Yeah, I've never been one of those people, and I love those people who are like, oh, I paint for the joy of art. No, that's great for you. But over here on Woodland Drive, you know, we got bills.
Mm-hmm. I can piss you off in one sentence. I can't even draw a stick figure.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love it when people.
All my straight lines have curves.
Yeah, I love it when people are like, I can't even draw a straight line. Well, shit, neither can I. You know.
That's why I own multiple rulers, jackass.
That's why God created a fucking ruler. You know, and even then, they still don't come out 100% right.
You think that guy down the row can draw perfectly symmetrical boobs every single time? No.
Well, the key to that is you got to draw them asymmetrical because realism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least I think so. I do like hearing, oh, you draw boobs really well. Oh, thank you. I've spent a long time studying them.
You should see me draw robots. Really? Yep.
So have you?
I draw the fuck out of RC because she's got boobs too.
For reals.
You see the headlights on that Transformer?
Yeah. Have you checked out House of the Dragon yet?
I watched the first episode.
I kind of dug it.
I was a little thrown off by somebody wearing a wig from a bleach blonde wig that looks like it came off the set of The Witcher, and acting tough but being effeminate at the same time. That looks like they lost their tartars somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like I know they're gonna look. We all know they're gonna fuck it up. Not as bad as Lord of the Rings, because the first.
I have no interest in seeing this Lord of the Rings show.
Nope. They had me. As soon as I saw, I think I was watching. I was on Yellow Flash's YouTube channel, and he played like a 10-second clip, and it was this black man, African American, if you will. But that's not right either, because he's probably never been to Africa. And out of this black man's mouth comes the phrase, "Hi, hello there. My name is Aragon." The fuck it is. I know Aragon. He's a white dude. He's the king. You are not him.
Yeah, you're not Viggo Mortensen.
you know, and I'm sure you can't act as good as Vigo either. Uh, the same thing with the with the uber woke Sandman series on Netflix. I'm like, she's probably a really great actress, but the the reason why Death in the Sandman series is a pasty white girl dressed all in black is probably from the phrase "death warmed over." Because when you're dead, they have to put makeup on you in the casket. Otherwise, you can get like a little freaked out because all the color has gone from your body, basically.
Yeah.
And I knew I wasn't gonna. I gave it a shot to see if it was any good. Like some of the special effects are good. It was cool to see Cain and Abel from the House of Mystery and the House of Secrets to get like Easter eggs like that, being an old school DC horror guy too. I didn't buy any of them, but I read them while I was hanging out the shops.
Sure.
Flipped through them and I thought they were cool. And I had a couple, but not the old ones. Like I'd buy like if they did like a one shot special, I'd buy it and I'd enjoy it because it was cool. It was like cool throwback stuff. But,
the everything I need to know about Sandman, I picked up from a Megan Hetrick post, and Megan Hetrick would know because she worked on the books, and she wasn't very impressed with the show.
No.
I mean, she's not hating on it. She's not like, oh, this is the worst shit ever. She's just like, no. I'm not co-signing this. I'm not into it. She didn't like how they did Lucifer, and it's nothing towards Gwendolyn Christie because I mean, most people who've seen Gwendolyn Christie and stuff, like Gwendolyn Christie and stuff.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah.
Yeah, that that's not the problem. The problem is that it just doesn't work for that particular role.
Yeah.
So
I was about to jump in when you said everything I need to know about Sandman, and I was going to blurt out, I read in the books 20 years ago.
Well, there is that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of the singles. I actually didn't care about Sandman until somebody convinced me to buy like a couple, the first couple of trades. Buy the first trade, read it, and see how you like it. And it was a big fat trade for $20. I'm like, cool. It was like, a couple of 100 pages. So I sit there and I read it. I took that book with me everywhere. Like his band would be playing out. I'd be going to doing, to go and do, lights or, load in with the band and stuff. And I'd be, underneath the stage in the band room in the basement. I'd fall asleep for a little while while the opening band was playing. That was probably a blessing. And then I'd wake back up, and until it was their turn to go on, they wouldn't come downstairs. So eventually be like, yeah, we're going on. Okay. What are you doing? Go, I'm reading. There's no light down here. I go, yeah, there is. Well, you can see in the dark. I go, I can see enough to read this.
I mean, it kind of adds to it.
Yeah. But, I really enjoyed those. What killed it for them and hit like some of their downfall was a couple of months before the show was going to air. DC put out a post with Gaiman, or should I call him Gay Man? I don't know. Where they showed all the actors and their roles, and where all of them listed out their fucking pronouns. I'm like, you don't have pronouns because you can't own the language.
I saw that the audiobook has Kat Dennings playing Death, which I'm here for. I love Kat Dennings anyway, but so I'm just kind of like, why wouldn't you go with something like that?
Right.
But you know, I mean, it's Neil Gaiman's book. He can do whatever he wants with it, I guess.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
as long as Warner Brothers says yes, you can do that with the book.
Well, Warner Brothers, shit. I mean, let's be honest, man. I think in the next 5 years, DC will be owned by Disney.
I think that they're just going to completely shut down DC Comics. Because nothing is working. And like what happens with everything with that side of the political aisle, when they're wrong about something and they know they're wrong about something, instead of admitting they're wrong and trying to slowly turn it back, they just double down on everything. You know, like, I'm sorry, but when somebody can't answer a simple question because they're not a biologist and they don't know what a woman is, and men can get pregnant, you're full of crap. We started out growing up, going through hard times. Then they were just tough times. Then about 10, 15 years ago, they became easy times. And now we have an entire pussified generation. A lot of this is just because there's a couple of generations of kids that didn't spend enough time picking their teeth up off the sidewalk.
I think what ends up happening, like with our generation, especially with Gen X, we looked at the way our parents raised us, and we weren't exactly happy with it. We were like, so I think we overcompensated for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than, treating it like a salad bar and taking what worked and implementing it, we just kind of scrapped the whole idea. So now we have kids who are, well, I'm not gonna to crap to crap on them too much.
I mean, it's not all of them, because there's lots of kids that were, well, at least my daughter was brought up right for 8 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, she went south real quick. But
I mean, there's a lot that, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. I guess new ways of thinking, or not even really new ways of thinking, but there's a lot of stuff like everybody's kind of pissed off about the whole quiet quitting thing, which I think is a dumb term, but this isn't new. I mean, we've been
quiet quitting.
Yeah, where you basically just do what you're supposed to do at your job and don't go the extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like our dads, they'll tell us, oh, well, if you get in there and you work your ass off and you go the extra mile, eventually it'll work, and you'll see that in your paycheck. Well, no, you won't. You're not going to see shit.
Last time my dad told me anything, he said he was going to the convenience store for a gallon of milk and some cool cigarettes. That was 1974. And now he's dead. So what do I take out of that? Cigarettes actually will kill you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, like my dad was, he was fortunate enough to work for the same company for like 35 years. And, he had that whole, that mentality that, the generation before us had, where, well, if you get a good job and you stay in there and you're a loyal employee and, you answer your phone when you're on vacation and things like that, they'll compensate you for that. No, they won't. They're not compensating anything,
No, the problem with all that, like that was true. That was actually true at one point, but it was just certain employers that were like that. It wasn't everybody, but there were so many. That all ended when scumbag Peanut Face Carter turned around and signed off to allow all these corporations and companies to turn around and move all their factories overseas, whether it was moving it down south to over the border in Mexico, or to Hong Kong or China, whatever, where they're paying like 10 at the time. They were paying like 10-20 cents an hour for help, so they could hire like all these people and get stuff done cheaper and make a higher profit, and basically screw over the country, because they didn't lower the prices to anybody. They just pocketed more money.
Yeah, for sure.
And now they're all in their pockets over there. Like, I saw a post, I kept scrolling down, showing like all these, US based companies that aren't owned by anybody in the US anymore. Some of them have like multiple owners, like Nike is owned and headquartered like in 4 countries. None of them are the United States. The Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team is owned by China, not a company in China, because the only company in China is the government.
They are the only game in town.
So, once they allowed manufacturing to leave the country and they closed down all our factories for whatever it was that we were still making over here, little by little, they all went out. and all us like middle class to low, middle to low class, not class, but
Lower,
middle to low income people that were all like blue collar workers had no blue collar jobs to go to. And now all those jobs are 90% taken over by computers. So, man, I'm looking at this picture and I'm just trying to see where Homer Simpson disappears into the bushes.
I know, right? I was just thinking that. Merge.
Have one of your kids like animate Homer Simpson disappearing into the bushes behind Michael Myers.
Shit. I was worried that I was going to make it too busy. And I don't think we're quite there yet, but it has a potential to get really busy here. So.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I have enough space to put like a couple of little kids walking on a sidewalk. I don't know.
Or Freddy Krueger's glove coming out from the bushes.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. That could be the too busy, but
A couple of like stray limbs coming from this bush. Where's those greens at? Damn it, I just did the Hulk. So should have a bunch of greens still available. That's what I wanted. But I haven't watched episode 2 of House of the Dragon yet.
oh, me neither. It just came out like the other day. I'm just like, a week from Friday is Cobra Kai.
Is it really? Oh, wow.
September 9th. A week from Friday. I'm like, why can't it be a week from Friday now? I want something good to freaking watch.
Have you watched any of She-Hulk?
Nope. The whole feminist rant about You don't know what it's like getting catcalled. I'm like, really, bitch? My father murdered my mother in front of my eyes when I was 5. What else you got? I'm like, and if she didn't get catcalled, she'd be mad that she didn't get catcalled.
Well, the thing I saw in the last episode, and then other people saw it too and made some nice little TikTok videos about it, is we seem to have gotten our first mention of Wolverine.
And they had to put it. They had to put it in the worst show that they've made so far.
Well, you know.
Well, okay, tied with the Miss Marvel TV show.
Hadn't watched it. I'm just not into it.
I tried to because I'm not a fan of the character. I can't stand it.
Right.
I did buy a couple of copies of her first appearance, and I gladly sold them to pay for good comic books. I love some of the word memes that some of my friends and family like post. Like the difference between coffee and your opinion is I asked for coffee.
Right. Well, in this She-Hulk show, she is she's on like a newspaper's website, and the headlines are where Wolverine is mentioned. One of the little offhanded headlines is man gets in bar fight with metal claws. And so everybody's just kind of like, yeah, that's obviously Wolverine.
I don't care what anybody says. The best scene in any mutant movie was, hello, I'm Eric Lenscher, and I'm Professor Xavier. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to miss that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I never finished talking about like my complete convention experience outside of the fact that all the cosplayers are pissing me off because they think they're the only ones there. So they just stand around in everybody's way taking pictures of themselves.
Sure.
And then there's like, one or two fledgling photographers wannabes that will go and, hi, your costume looks great. Can I do a quick photo shoot for you? Uh-huh. I don't have any money. Oh, I know that. You're a cosplayer. Cosplayers never have any money. They also, for the most part, I know some that do. Well, not a lot of money because, they live up in this area. But
cosplay is expensive, man.
Yeah. It's expensive for me to, pretend to be a character that I'm not anything like in real life. Or better yet, it's expensive for me to gender swap all these cis white male disgusting people into the proper version they should be, which is women. Really? What is a woman? Oh, I'm not a biologist. But anyhow, I got to meet Larry Stroman.
Yeah, from Tribe.
I would prefer to say from X Factor, from the original X Factor, because Tribe, the first issue sold good because it was the first issue, and everything that was a number one out of Image sold retarded amounts of copies. That later ended up being worthless. He was there. He doesn't sell prints. He only sells originals. So he had like a flat plastic table. He was sitting there sketching in somebody's X Factor omnibus. And he had a bunch of like really cool art all over the table. And I asked him, I go, are these prints or originals? He goes, oh, I only sell originals because I'd have to sell like 40 prints to equal, one, full, fully finished original piece. I'm like, oh. And there was like one or two I was tempted by, a couple I was tempted by, but all his prices started at $100 and up. So I told him, very nice to meet you. I enjoyed your work back in the 90s. And he looks at me, I go, well, I have no idea if you've done anything since the 90s, besides, like a cover here or there, or, guest penciler when everybody jumped ship and went to, Substack or something. Like I said, I got those prints from my buddy Mike. And then I went and I met Keith Gleason, the guy. He's been in comics forever. And it's the guy that does the Alterna series, Mighty Mascots, where he kind of like makes parodies. So it can't be the exact mascot, because if it was, there would be, hell to pay. But the series is based on cereal mascots.
Oh, like Captain Crunch and
stuff like that. And it's pretty funny. So he had a deal going on, $10 for the first 6 issues of the series, all signed by him, and like a couple of cards and different stuff. And he just he's in the middle of a Kickstarter for issues 7, 8, and 9. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I'll read them, and if I like them, I will, definitely buy the next 3 because they're cheap enough.
Yeah. What do you think of this little idea, this little ghost kid? I'm penciling in over here.
I'm just in a demented mood right now when I say it'd be really funny if that ended up being Charlie Brown.
You get a rock.
Oh my God, my friend Nick is ridiculous. I know he makes really good money, but and he's slowed down a lot because he quit like all like regular comics completely. Every once in a while, he might buy something that he knows is going to be like a super hot book. Like he might end up paying like $150 for a certain cover, but like the week that it's out, it's already on like, Comic Tom 101's, top 10 list, and graded copies are going for like, $2,000 or $3,000 the week it came out because, speculation.
Yeah.
So he quit that and he went like right to manga, which I think is kind of a smart idea. Like the manga books don't hold like huge amounts of it's not like regular comics where this key is worth this and blah blah blah. But some of the first editions, and none of the ones that you can get in the U.S. are first editions. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But some of those are worth tens of thousands of dollars. But it's a smart move, just in the way that you're gonna pay $10 for like 100+ pages, or you're gonna pay $5 for 22 pages.
Well, it's not hard to figure out that math.
Of course, the manga is traditionally all black and white, and the $5 book is color. $6 if you want the cardstock cover, up to $20 if you want the nice fancy cover by artist of the week or whatever.
Yeah.
Store exclusive, blah blah blah.
Hey man, sometimes I'm an artist of the week.
Hey, well, this is different. That'd be like you doing a commission. That's worth more, and it's up to the person too. Like if you do a commission, if you do a sketch cover for somebody, and you painted it, do all your your regular traditional stuff like pencils, inks, color pencils, pastels, dual tombow brush pens. No, Tombow does not pay me, but they should, because we mention their names plenty of times on every episode of the show.
I mean, sent many of people to Michael's to get them.
Yeah,
So
really. We also tell people when they go to Michael's to wait for the coupon. But he'll make like a couple of videos a month for his channel. One will be him reviewing like a couple of different things, and the other one will be like the one he just put up like 3 minutes ago. Because his last name is Hart, Hart. And he's like me and you, kind of a prick.
yeah.
In a kind of uber sarcastic way. So his channel is called, because it's from manga, it's called Heartless Weeb.
That's funny.
Well, this month he made his manga haul video. Dude spent $900 on manga for this month.
Holy Jesus.
3 months ago, he spent almost $3,000. That $3,000 would include books, hardcovers, figurines, maybe like an original like Saracel from like an anime thing or something. He also just happens to have some original Akira pages. Like double signed and crap.
I'm starting to think that drawing this kid in is not the best idea.
Did you already start?
I haven't inked it.
Okay. Oh, so you can just.
Yeah, I can.
Just etch a sketch that mofo.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's just not the right execution.
Mm.
I mean, I want to try to keep the rest of this background pretty simple.
Yeah.
I don't want it to take away from Senior Myers here.
Yeah. Well, because the right side of the page is it's pretty busy. It's like completely filled in and everything. So you can go with, kind of some open space, like, the sidewalk behind them, and maybe like,
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go with this.
yeah.
Yeah. Oopsie. I've misplaced my electric eraser.
Oh dear.
I know, right? I mean, whatever shall I do?
I'm actually not sure.
Hmm?
I'm actually not sure.
Well, you're the brains of this operation, so.
Well, stop questioning the kids like you're the Gestapo. Sneak
Yeah.
around to the front of the house, knock on the door. When they yell, "Who is it?" People ask the questions.
Yeah, no papers. It is the gazpacho police.
Gazpacho.
I mean, right? Sidewalk, grassy knoll, street, grassy knoll. Yeah.
The corner of Grassy Knoll and Elm Street.
I'm honestly a little surprised this one hasn't been claimed yet.
Yeah, because the Halloween stuff goes pretty quick. Oh, this is funny. The new New York governor, that woman, whatever her name is, it doesn't matter what her name is. In a televised news conference, tells Trump supporters to go to Florida where they belong. Well, if the Trump supporters all belong in Florida, why do all of you evil democrats always end up vacationing in Florida?
There,
Just saying.
there is the black colored pencil. That's blue.
I'm stuck between I need to save money and you only live once.
Do what?
I'm stuck between I need to save money and you only live once.
Yeah, that's a pretty common occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's.
So I've been pretty good. I only bought 2 books all month.
Oh yeah.
And by books, I don't mean like, what'd you buy? Batman? Yeah. How many issues? That's not the subject. Well, technically, I bought 3, but I bought one as a gift for Thomas. Which, by the way, not that he's watching, but happy birthday.
Yeah, Why is he not watching? Does he
'Cause
not
he's on
look?
No, he doesn't. He's on vacation, and no, and we're already past his bedtime. So
Didn't even miss a beat with that. You're like, no, he doesn't. Shawnzilla
no.
loves you.
Mm-mm. Disney plans to hire Johnny Depp for Star Wars.
And I have a guess who they're going to have him play.
It's not a Jedi.
Nope.
Nope. I've got it like on the screen in front of me.
I'm thinking Hondo.
Is Hondo the dirty smuggler from the Bad Batch series?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
I mean, would Johnny Depp not be killer in that role?
No, actually, I don't know whether they actually did a test shot with him in the makeup or because they could have him in the Andor series, or
Oh yeah.
if they just did a did a Photoshop of it, but cool just the same.
I have a feeling that we're going to get some cool stuff with this Andor series.
We'll see.
I mean,
That's not till the end of the month, though.
yeah. I'm trying to be optimistic, man.
I know.
I'm going to need a bigger desk.
You think?
Yeah. I was working on a 16 by 20 earlier today, and I'm like, fuck. I'm going to move shit around.
Oh man, I love it when people share like old ads, especially from my childhood. Ones that are older, I will probably know, but Kentucky Fried Chicken, September 1972. Feed a family of 4 for $3.94. 10 pieces of chicken, a pint of potatoes, a pint of gravy, a pint of creamy coleslaw, and 6 hot, fresh rolls.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to need that TARDIS back. And while I'm there, after I've washed my hands from all the greasy chicken, I'm going to hit every 5 and dime and raid their spinner racks for stuff that I can sell for thousands of dollars nowadays.
Or grab a bunch of old school Migos.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I haven't paid it yet because I'm waiting for my check to come in to pay my rent and everything. But I did order the entire wave of the 50th anniversary.
Nice.
Because some of these will sell out, and I won't get a chance to get them, and I will be angry.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
No, like I never. The chance never came around for me to actually get the removable cowl Batman and removable mask Robin. Those were like, those came out in the 60s, not in the 70s. And if they came out in the 70s, I was like, still waddling around in a cloth diaper. So by the time I got them, I got like the ones with the flyaway action. But, I was too young and stupid to read the directions for how they worked. And I did have a second Robin that had a lever on his back that gave, they had him on, there was a Batman with it, a Robin, and I think a Joker or a Riddler, and it was like a fighting action lever. So since they didn't have hands that closed and they had the big oven mitts on, it was like karate chop action. So I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I
think a kid I grew up with.
Yeah, these are all coming in like the original like window boxes, like the 1960s boxes.
Uh-huh.
And the guy that I'm ordering from is one of the best dudes to order from anything Mego, because he's directly linked to Marty Abrams. But we're trying to see if any of the counter dumps, like the folded cardboard, like display box that you would put on the counter with like all these boxes of superheroes in it, is available. Because if it is, I'm like, as soon as you find out if they're available, tell me, DM me, and I will pay for that, because that will definitely go on top of something.
No, for sure.
But I'm figuring they might be doing like a second wave, where the second wave would probably be like, the villains.
Get that Joker.
Yeah, there's been like thousands of, I guess, like, Mego fans like annoying the crap out of Disney and Marvel by spreading out like old ads, but just the Marvel half of the ad. And please let Mego make the Marvel 50th anniversary figures.
I mean, it'd be better than that new packaging they're doing for Marvel Legends.
Oh, that's all garbage.
Yeah, I don't want to buy it, man.
Nope.
I mean, number one, how do I know what's in there? You don't.
And number two, well, forget about number two. We already know they look like shit. And Hasbro just sucks ass. Every month, Hasbro gets worse and worse, and their prices go up and up.
Yeah, Walmart's running Marvel Legends on clearance for $2 more than their normal price.
Yeah, that's like, no, I'm all set, thanks.
I mean, I get that's a Walmart thing, but it's like, damn, man.
I would rather go to Target, and Target will mark down the McFarlane stuff to like half price.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with that, because I don't want to pay full price for this stuff. It was bad enough I paid $20 for a Superboy Prime. And then like 2 weeks later, oh, spend $30 on the McFarlane Toys official website and put in this code and we'll send you a free Superboy Prime. And, you know, in my mind, I was Captain Kirk screaming Con. You know, C-O-N.
Yeah.
I've been conned.
I don't think I'm going to work on this anymore tonight because
Nope, I think it's a good idea to drop it. We've been going for 90 minutes, and it looks pretty damn good now.
I mean, I'm liking it. I just, you know, I want to give it a couple of days to marinate. I like the sidewalk. You know, I think we simplified the background as much as we could.
You could make it a foggy background.
That gets that either really works or really doesn't.
Yeah.
Damn, my back's hurting. I've been hunched over this desk all damn day. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. You wish.
Right. Yeah, I don't know who said that freelance illustrators get all the women, but they were lying.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they were.
Well, they might have been talking about other female freelance illustrators.
Yeah, you draw too good to make that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, man,
Yeah,
I think
there was one of those guys too that I mean, I'll never blame somebody for trying, but some of your friends should tell you that you know, if you suck, that you suck. So you don't go and rent a table at like even like a 1-day show.
yeah.
And out of the clear blue, you end up sitting next to Larry Stroman. And you look like something that like my daughter did when she was like 4. Apparently this guy was like is a huge Beatles fan.
Oh Lord.
So he's got an entire binder with different pop culture characters all doing the Abbey Road cover.
Oh geez, the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, but with different characters. And
Still.
And, you know, then he colors it with like, you know, what looked like a box of fat Crayola crayons from the 70s. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I did get to meet one of my former guests from Creators Outlet who was there. I knew I recognized the name, but couldn't put it, you know, into play until we came around like the second or third time and he took his mask off. I'm like, oh, I know you don't remember me, but I'm so-and-so from Creators Outlet. Oh, yeah. Joe St. Pierre was there, and like a couple other people.
My worst fear about cons and being in Artist Alley is they're going to sit me next to like Frank Cho or some shit, you know? And it's like,
or worse, they'll sit you like right. You'll be right in between Frank Cho and Joe Linsner.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I actually messaged Joe Linsner the other day. Basically, just kind of asked him if he'd be all right if I took a crack at a Dawn piece. I mean, I was going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, have fun with it. So.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm starting to not like my Michael Myers here, so I'm gonna walk away from it for a little bit. I'm not disliking it. I'm just kind of like
not sure what to do with the rest of that background corner.
Yeah.
So it's going to go on top of the pile.
It is definitely. Well, it's gonna get finished probably this week because it doesn't really matter if I'm happy with it as long as somebody else is happy with it and they buy it.
Yeah.
And it's Halloween, so
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't sell soon, this should definitely go at that 10-day fair.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, dude, I'm gonna run, man. I've been going at this drawing thing since like 10 this morning, so.
Oh, good. At least I got a whole day in.
For real.
So, all right, we're gonna cut and run. This is the only broadcast I'm doing this week because I'm getting a tooth yanked out tomorrow. An impacted wisdom tooth that is, since we're talking horror stuff, has shot through my gum line and has been scraping the inside of my cheek for about 3 months. So
Will is not going to be in the mood to have anybody's shenanigans tomorrow.
No, it's like I might not be recovered until Friday. So if then, but all right, everybody. We will see you next Monday for another episode of the Shawnzilla Art Show. Make sure to follow them at all these places on the ticker going below. And we'll catch you all later.
Thank you.